YouTube, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Today I want to talk a little bit about Keya's world and her response to Rachel Hollis's podcast episode. Now, if you don't know, Rachel Hollis, who is a self-help guru type person, she wrote the book Girl Wash Your Face and Girl Stop Apologizing, and another book, I believe it's called Didn't See It Coming. But anyway, she's a self-help guru who's been problematic. She has said a lot of things, and also, if you've seen my videos before, you probably know how I feel about the self-help industry and how it's very scammy. But anyway, her ex-husband, Dave Hollis, unfortunately passed away recently, and so Keya's world reacted to a podcast episode, and she criticized Rachel for being too happy and insinuating that she manifested Dave's death. Now, obviously, I think this is problematic. I don't believe in manifesting, but if you do, that's fine. But I do not believe Rachel tried to insinuate that she manifested Dave's death. I think that's ridiculous. And I think it's ridiculous for Keya to say that Rachel is smearing Dave's name.
Can happen that fast. Take with that what you will. But that was huge.
The world at large is better off that he's dead. I'm missing a huge chunk of the story here. Even if, and she's basically putting it in my mind, probably putting it in your mind too, leaving breadcrumbs of doubt that he has done something so horrific and unforgivable that this is an okay and just outcome of this entire story. I will be shocked if something comes out like that. I just don't believe it. I mean, I'm always open to the possibility that, you don't know people, of course. But the fact that, she wouldn't have spilled the beans by now. So, okay, what did he do that's so wrong? Or is she not even thinking about him? He's gone.
And insinuating that he did bad things to deserve dying like that. She didn't say that in the podcast, and Keya is just taking this out of nowhere to make content, to make a 5-hour live stream about this and get super chats and just be mean. I don't like Rachel Hollis. I'm the first person to criticize her for the things she says and does, and how she's portraying her life as something people can achieve if they just work hard enough, when that is not even close to the truth. But I do not believe she deserved to be attacked in this way, or said that she's saying her ex-husband deserved, or that she's happy about it.
If he's that evil, once again, was that evil, tell us why. I would love to know. Because nothing that she has said that he's done, which is he, got frustrated with me one time when I wanted to run a marathon. He didn't like when I hit him in the face with my cord to plug my phone in when I would wake up at 5 a.m. and he would get annoyed because he wanted to sleep until 8. What a piece of shit. It's that's all I've heard. Unless there's some humongous scandal that I, would change my mind, I would love to hear about it. Otherwise, you sound like a cold-hearted bitch. Sorry.
I don't believe she's happy about it. I do believe self-help gurus, in a certain sense, are pressured to pretend to be happy even when they're not, because that's the image they're portraying, is that if you do what I tell you is the right thing to do, then you'll be happy no matter what, even though that's BS. So I do believe she is like pretending to be okay with everything because that's her brand. But I just think the way Keya went about this, number one, it was disingenuous because she knew Rachel was not trying to say she manifested his or that he deserved it and his karma. She was trying so hard to make the podcast something it wasn't. And more than just this being about Keya, I think this is a lesson for a lot of commentators, and how just because you don't like someone or you don't agree with someone, sometimes you have to take a step back and be like, am I just saying this because I don't like this person, or do I truly believe that in this instance they're wrong or they're being a bad person? Because just because you don't like someone doesn't mean they're always in the wrong, or you have to nitpick everything. And I feel like for a lot of commentary channels, we feel like we have to react to everything and respond to everything, when sometimes it's better to not do that. You don't have to react to every video someone makes, because sometimes you don't have anything to add to the conversation. And I don't think Keya added anything to the conversation besides white noise and just being nasty and petty and just disingenuous. Because unless Keya is, I don't know, but I don't think, sorry, that was my dog dropping his bone, but unless she is that unreasonable, I do not believe Keya believed all the things she said. I think she just did it to be like facetious and be like, oh, if Rachel believes in manifesting and karma and all this, then how does she explain this? But it's like, you're taking it too far. That's too personal. It's too much of, it's a tragic event. You don't have to talk about that, and especially not in that way. I just think sometimes commentators can take things too far, and I'm not immune to that either, but I just wanted to talk about it because I saw it and I haven't seen anybody else really talking about it. And when I looked at the comments on Keya's video, I was really disappointed to see everybody making jokes and being like, oh, I love you, girl, this is so great, this is hilarious. Like, I was like, does nobody else see this as just unnecessary and mean? It's a 5-hour live stream about Heidi, Powell, and Rachel Hollis, about how they've responded to Dave's death. Why is that necessary? Even if I do believe how she's handling things is weird, like, it's not for me to judge how somebody else grieves. And I just
think if you're hanging out with me, you know that my ex-husband passed away, and I was the executor of his will and like the trustee of the estate. I'll make all the things. We had both done that because we knew that if anything happened to us, the other parent would obviously be the one taking care of the kids. And so we had done that, but it's a lot. I want to acknowledge anyone who finds themselves in the midst of something similar. It is so much. It is so much. It is so daunting. And one of the things that I knew I was going to have to do.
It's daunting. That sounds like a fucking complaint, Rachel. You better police your mind a little better. You're going to get more daunting tasks if you keep saying things like that.
Was eventually sell his.
And okay, confirmed, because I also thought that, Caffeinated Angel, I also thought like, but where is the memories that my children have in this house? The memories of their father who lived there with those children. I just hear, there was repairs that needed to be done to take it to market. Like, really? That's how you think about your house where you moved with your ex-husband to start your new life and start your business? Even though it ended in, disarray, there's nothing positive that came out of that experience? Nothing? There's not one modicum of sadness, of reflection at all? It's just, we need to repair the pipes and put it on the market. It seems very cold, extremely cold, especially when there's children involved. A 5-year-old. You're going to tell your 5-year-old, we're moving. You no longer go there anymore. Your room is no longer there. It's on the market. I can't deal. It's a boulder on my shoulders. Okay. Seems out of touch. I'm going to go back a second because I talked over it. Sorry.
A lot of.
And then when it comes to selling Dave's house, that is probably something that's hard for Rachel. And I'm not a psychologist, but obviously, but I know from personal experience, sometimes when things are really hard, when they're really shitty, when you're dealing with these big life things like losing somebody, a lot of times you focus on these stupid little details and you're like, oh my god, how am I gonna make this work? Because that's the one thing you can control. I don't know if Rachel is doing that, but for Keya to be like, oh, she only cares about selling this house, I don't think that's the case. I think Rachel's probably really struggling here, and Keya is just being mean and nitpicky and looking for something to be outraged about.
Would have, because I'm trying to be respectful. I know I probably crossed that line already 4 hours in, but trying to be respectful and honor the memory that he has somewhat, not to I don't know. I'm trying to be cautious of what I say because I do care about disrespecting someone who's passed away. Now, does it change what I've said before in the past? No, but moving forward, I don't want to cause anyone harm or trauma or anything. But I feel like I can't talk about him or joke about him or use a soundbite or anything out of respect right now. I need time to feel okay, time has passed. I think it's okay now to sort of, make it a little lighthearted. There's not any of that consideration I've heard in this podcast. It's again, he died February 12th. It's now April 6th. She's laughing, excited. I manifested the house, talking about things with him, mentioning his name. With smiles. It's good for you, I guess. Life happens for you, I suppose.
That can get you even a little bit close.
I don't know. That's just how I feel, and I guess that's all I really had to say. Thank you for watching. If you learned something or if it made you think, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you have not already and you would like to see more of my content, please consider hitting that subscribe button down below. Thank you. Bye.